No. Yeah.
Okay, so basically what happened is when we saw the cooperative model, we like the cooperative model because, first of all, like a credit union, everybody who's a customer is also an owner, which means that they have the opportunity to be able to earn every quarter a share in the profitability of the co-op itself, whether they decide to share this opportunity with people or whether they make money in the actual trading of crypto themselves. As the co-op gets bigger, everybody has an opportunity to be able to succeed, which really coincides with what's happening in the marketplace. The other thing I liked about it is because the FTC and the SEC are really going against the network marketing companies and they're going against specifically crypto companies. We wanted to be in a situation that because of our people who were owners and customers, it really sidesteps any sort of ruling that they could ever do against us. So that made sense from a governance point of view to be in a position to legally put ourselves really ahead of anybody in the pack. And we are the only global crypto cooperative on the educational side that I know of today. The second thing I liked about it is what JC put together. Because of my background in developing compensation plans, when I looked at the Synergy Loop system, I immediately fell in love. And I was like, holy smackers, this gives us the ability to put ourselves in a position where the unbanked in the world, the people from Africa, the NICs, the newly industrializing countries, and everywhere else that either don't trust their governments or trust their banks or don't have the ability to utilize them. However, they have a cell phone. They can be in a position because they're actually the best adopters of crypto in the world because it makes more sense for them to actually do it based on where they live and what they do. So we wanted to be in a position when I looked at the comp plan, I was like, this is amazing because it's a one-level affiliate program. But the cool thing is that it actually pays instantly. But not only does it pay instantly, people who don't have anything can, with a little bit of gumption, they can get off the rusty dusty, talk to a couple people who have burgeoning middle classes in these areas, because there is a vibrant middle class that's growing all over the world, and put themselves in a position by having three people, by sharing CCN with three people, they can now, the computer system that we've developed will kick in and make them a basic member. So a person who has nothing can actually stand beside giants like you guys in this industry and build a team and be looked upon as an equal. And that's something when you have when you have a paradigm shift as big as what's coming with respect to the transformation of the digital cash system that's centralized that we have now into the digital cash system that is going to be, be able to be peer-to-peer and utilized for and by everyone, there's trillions of dollars that are going to move. And anytime that happens in society, if you can be the person or the people who are at the beginning of that movement, you put yourself in an amazing position to create legacy incomes actually very, very fast, especially because we're adopting technology at such a high rate now comparatively to say 20, 30 years ago. So looking at that, the one level affiliate program also allowed us from an SEC and an FTC point of view, keeps us out of their binoculars because it's just an affiliate system. However, this affiliate system is so sophisticated, it allows for us to be able to make income to infinity, and we actually pay out up to 93% of it. So there is breakage like every other company, and the company is profitable, so that's not an issue. But for people who have the get up and go and want to get things done, they can make incredible crypto incomes in this very, very quickly because of how everything's set up. And I'm going to show you that in a couple minutes. And then the last thing was the educational portion and how we were going to, train people. So we realized that we needed to have a free portion of the course that did everything other courses out there, you teach people how to do for about $500–600, which is how do you buy your Bitcoin, how do you securitize it, how do you get your wallets, how do you move it from point A to point B, how do you put it on a trading station, all of those different things. So we wanted to make sure we had all of that done and finalized. And what we had done is we just went back to what we were utilizing before, that we had already filtered and sorted, because there's massive amounts of information out there. Who do you trust? Where do you get that information from if you're a busy person? Well, we realized that if we can put it in a safe place, in a trusted place like Crypto Cash Nation, then people like yourselves who have other people clamoring at you to say, hey, can you teach me how to buy a Bitcoin? Instead of you spending that 3 to 4 hours with them, just give them your link and let them learn for free. And that's what made sense. So what we did is we teamed up with a company called Lightspeed VT, which actually works with Tony Robbins, the Wolf of Wall Street, Grant Cardone. All of those guys utilize this company. And when Brad Lee actually saw what we were doing, we had an opportunity to talk with him at length, and we negotiated. And actually, he came on as a member of the board of the administrative company that actually looks after the co-op. He loves what we're doing so much. So it was just wonderful to have an opportunity to work with him. So when you look at everything that we do, the whole goal is to create a very efficient and effective business culture to allow people the ability to be able to come in here, to be able to build a crypto portfolio based on what they're going to learn in our courses. And if they're the 98% of people who don't have the risk capital to do that, then we have an opportunity for people just sharing this, this wonderful, cooperative with other people. They can make instant crypto profits that they can then put in towards their trading. So that's the great thing about this, is if you have the crypto to go ahead and start to build a portfolio right away, that's wonderful. But we realize that most people don't. So if we can teach them how to, make that on the marketing side, and then they can put that in the legacy side of actually building and trading, then that would be the smartest way to go. So when you look at everything we do, our goal is simplicity. Yes, go on.
Sorry. Your CEO, I guess it was, over some of the basics, and I've actually gone through clicking on these 3 steps previous. So I understand the basics of it. We really like to understand the compensation plan.
Aha, there we go. Let's cut to the chase then. Okay, good, thanks.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did JC show you? He showed you how we got the.
I think the phrase is "no applause, just money."
Yeah.
I like you guys more and more.
Speeches, Russell.
Yeah, every day.
Every day speeches.
Every day there's always speeches.
No money, I don't know.
Okay, great.
No money.
Yeah. In the last 3 months, I've probably only lost $12,000 or $15,000 in Bitcoin. So.
Oh, so you get, I got in at $950. So I got 67 Bitcoin at 950 to 2,000.
Buying the dip got me nowhere.
You know what though? Just hold on to it. You'll be fine.
Maybe.
You guys. I'm sure you guys make enough money to live off of. So, if you can just HODL it, you'll work out really good. So,
Russell.
Yeah.
Can you please enlarge the calculator a little bit?
I don't know if I can. I'll do the best.
You go on that little thing on top. No.
Let's just see if this will. No, I don't think that worked there. Didn't work. A little thing on top.
It's right here on the bottom right.
This one here?
Right.
Yeah, when I do that, it tends to go to some weird, Microsoft Excel garbage.
Oh, really?
It doesn't seem to like me here. So let's just see if this will work.
Okay.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it won't work on mine. So.
Okay, we'll try.
No problem. So anyways, what happens is, what our goal was to do is make sure that every person, if they did a little bit, had an opportunity to get our course for free based on the fact that they shared this with 2 people who are paying. So as long as 2 people that you bring in are paying each week, you're in a position to always have your next week's fee paid for. The reason why we're doing everything week to week versus month to month is based on human psychology. If we did this month to month with instant pay, what would happen is you would get in paid today. You would sit there and probably not do anything like 95% of the population for 26, 27 days. And then day 27, 28, 29, and 30, you would get to work and do your stuff. Therefore, what you've done is you've gotten to a business and you've waited for 27 days to get paid. That didn't make any sense to us. So what we wanted to do from a psychological or human behavioral point of view is to create a sense of urgency for individuals who are getting involved in a business culture, for people to actually do something. And to do the minimum, which is just to bring 2 in, would put you in a position to be able to make your fees always paid. Therefore, when it says one time out of pocket in red here, that is true. Is that I've done this since December. I've only paid $15 once, and I've always been in a position where I've always had at least 2 people paying for my paying for my course. So looking at this, anybody brings in 2 people, what happens is they're going to get paid 10 of the $15, which is 66% up front. Therefore, they're going to get their course paid for plus a little extra Bitcoin. So what we like to do is we like to teach people to go 4 and 4. So by going 4 and 4, what happens here is you're going 4. The reason why you're going to go 4 is at the level of 4, you're going to become a silver and make a 20% override on your personals on the first generation to infinity. It's an infinity match of what they make. So therefore, what happens is even though we're a one level affiliate program, we actually pay out more than any network marketing company that you've ever seen, and I'll show you through these numbers. So when you go 4 and 4, what it means is that you are getting your course paid for, as well as your 4 people are also getting their course paid for. So how do you make sure that you always have your course paid for? Either have multiples. So I have 24, 25 people I've personally enrolled, so that I never have to worry about that. Plus what I've done is I've taught those people to start going down and get their 4 people to get their 4 people. So what I'm doing is I'm solidifying the fact that everybody's going to be able to get their education paid out of their commissions, not out of their pocket, but paid out of their commissions for the rest of their lives because of the way we build things. So if we build a solid foundation, we're good. So looking at this, just at the $15 level, it's 76. Now, if you get a bunch of people coming in at $15, what's going to happen is you've got enough money after your first week to upgrade to the $49 level. So let's just take a look at the $49 level. At here, now you're looking at $228. So with having 20 people on your team, you have an opportunity to make $980 a month. Okay. Now, for you guys who are normally building large teams, that might not be a lot, but for 99% of the people in the world, an extra $980 coming in for just putting 20 people in, you think about how fast this is going to take off in Asia. Once we get some leaders who understand this comp plan in Asia, they're going to go crazy with it and put in 20 people an hour. So they're going to create a lot of people who are going to make a lot of money and change a lot of lives. So what we teach is this, and this is a little bit different than most compensation plans out there. Most comp plans out there, what they do is they they have different caveats involved with respect to how you can get to the next level. So if you guys are making 20% in a matching bonus that's paid instantly, how do you get to 40%? Because I would rather make 40% than 20%, and I'm sure every person in the room watching this would agree with me. So at that point, what we do is we go and get 3 more people. Now you have 7, and now you're making a 40% override. So as soon as your people are getting paid, you're instantly getting paid that matching bonus. So with the 7, 4, and 3 at the $15 level, it's 145 or basically 150 people, and it's $2,200 a month. Why is this significant? This is significant because most people in the United States and Canada, with an extra $2,300 coming in a month, are going to be able to pay for their car, which is a kind of a normal car, plus their mortgage. So looking at that, outside of people living in Vancouver, where $2,200 a month is a tank of gas, but that's a whole other story. So looking at that, if you go here and all of a sudden your team's doing $49, then you're at a professional income with 150 people in your group. Now, the cool thing with this that most leaders in the industry don't understand, and I do because I've built compensation plans for so long, is when owners come to me and they say, okay, I want, we want to have a $500, $1,000, $2,500 package. Most people who make money in their compensation plans don't make the money residually until they have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. They actually make the money from the upfront front-end load of a business. There is no upfront load in this company. If you put $15 in this and you don't get to work and you don't have $15 in your account, well, you're just going to become a free member. So you're not losing anything except for $15. If you put $49 in and you didn't get your 2 people in the first week, but let's say you got 1 and you've got $15 in your account, then you're going to go from being a premium member to a basic member. So you're still involved. You haven't lost anything. You haven't lost your group. You're just in a position that until that money's in there, that's when you get paid. So we're extremely lenient with respect to what we do. But when you start going like this and saying, well, how would I get an extra piece of the company? When you go platinum, what we do is every quarter we pay 1% of the share of the profits of the company between the platinum. So if you go 10, well, you're going to teach your people to go from 4 to 7. Why? Because you want them to make 40%. The more money they make, the more money you make. And let's just put this down to 4 generations. Now you have about 1,480 people in your business. And at the $49 level, it's $33,000. At the $15 level, it's $11,000. So if you look at this number, this is a very, very significant number. In one of the last companies I was in, I had 22,000 distributors paying 1 to 200 US a month. 5,000 of them were actively building. 3,000 of the 5,000 the first month did 2,000 in sales. And we're doing a lot more than that. And I was doing about $1 million a month in volume after about 18, 19 months. And I had a lot of people making a lot of money, but we never made over about 22, 23,000. So I'm looking at this with 1,480 people going, you know what? People aren't buying $500, $1,000, or $2,500 packages. Everybody's putting their money in once because they understand the comp plan that they go get to. Then the commissions are always going to pay for their package. And now they're sitting there because they built a team and they focused, and they're sitting there with a $33,000 a month income with just 1,400 people. So, you know, if you take this and, you know, my goal personally is to go 15, you know, 7 4 is 2,200 people and it's 52,000. So if you take this and you go, you know, go down a couple more levels and go to 35,000, you know, I've built 3 teams in the last, you know, 10 years that are close to between 25 and 40,000 range, you know, but, you know, looking at the numbers we have because the way we pay out, you know, that's 225,000 a month for 35,000 people in the team. So if you're sitting there going, wow, that's pretty insane, it is. This doesn't exist anywhere else. What the purple is here is we take $4 out of the 49 every single week, and we put that towards a demo account. And by having a demo account with 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 people taking part in that every single week, we can be in a position where we're paying out hundreds to thousands of dollars to multiple people for practicing on a demo account that's not real, that they then at that point they can share that privately with their friends and create you know, a very viral message, you know, for your team as your team grows. Also, it makes them participate, you know, in the trading and the education as well. So looking at this, there's a couple different things a lot of people take a look at. If you put in 10 people, and you can have fun with this calculator, you know, Dr. K can, you know, show this to you. But, you know, for a lot of people to do a 10-4, you put in 10 people, each of them put 4 in, you're down 2 levels, you got 50 people on your team, you know, it's 4,000 a month. You know, if you do that an extra level, you have 210 people, is 10,000 a month. So the question is, you know, outside of a buy-in in any other business you've done before, have you ever seen a situation where you could have 210 members set up in such a way that made you over $10,000 in a month? I've never seen that in 18 years. So one of the reasons when I saw this calculator and I tested it out and I looked at the math, I was like, man, this is something I want to be a part of. I love the way this is set up. Now what we've got to do is we've got to create this in such a way that a person can get involved, and then we have to overcome the leadership challenges that typically exist in businesses like this. Now, just so you guys know, we're in pre-launch right now. You know, so even in pre-launch, we already have a social media center with commercial quality videos that we've done that people can share on social media. We've even taught them how to effectively share that in such a way to get the best bang for the buck. And it's not just in Facebook format, it's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram format. We also have 550 memes that you can share on social media. We've done all the research on which hashtags you should use and how much based on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter or LinkedIn you should use if you're going to share these, from money to motivation to leadership. So, you know, even in the situation that we are now, just being in our second week of pre-launch, you know, we've been able to develop all of these things and these relationships with these companies. You know, if you want to be in a position to, you know, learn how to build the business, all of the videos are done. Everything to teach you how to do it from point A to point B is done. And even with respect to our rapid funnel system, which I really like this. The reason I love rapid funnel, and I had an opportunity to get introduced to Patrick Shaw, developed a relationship with him and said, hey, you know, we love what you're doing here. We just initiated this about 10 days ago. So we're just teaching people about this. But what this allows you to do as a leader, the hardest thing in leadership, in building a team, and you're always going to have fights with people, is when they go, well, I don't think this works. And the reason it doesn't work is because they haven't gotten a pen to paper or their fingers on a keyboard and built a list properly. Now, the greatest thing about Rapid Funnel is it's a drip system and a CRM system combined with gamification involved. So what you do is you put this on your cell phone, You press a button and it automatically syncs your whole contact list with the rapid funnel system. So you get to click who you want in the rapid funnel system to drip to and who you don't. And you can also isolate from 1 stars to 5 stars based on a person's, based on a person's level of influence. So now you're in a position that you've got people to have fun to make their list and integrate it into a drip system. And the second part is with the drip system is every time someone opens a video or a PDF or whatever it is, the algorithm that these guys created gives them points. Once they're over 40 points, that prospect or lead turns into a hot lead or prospect. They actually turn a different color, and at that point, you basically get an email and also a visual cue that says, hey, you need to phone this person because they're actually looking at all the stuff that you've sent them. So when you take a look at, the different campaigns, we have a campaign for opportunity, and we also have a campaign that goes out for education. There's 17 different emails that go in here. And if you want to take a look at the resources and the quality of what we've done or put together, you just take a look at a video here that we have. Let me just turn this down. It's going to be loud. This is Crypto Z here. I've turned the sound off because it would have been pretty loud here. But a person can come on here, request a call. They're going to get this in their email. And then all of a sudden here you have Crypto Z, who is our lead trainer and trader. And he's talking about specifically, why we chose Binance about 6 weeks ago to take a trade in. It's because they were burning their tokens, and we actually made 35% on this trade. So when we focus on trading, and I'm going to end on the product on this, guys, because it's very important that you understand this, is our product is different from anybody else in the marketplace. And there's a couple of reasons. Number one, no one has a professional studio with camera people in post to create beautiful, aesthetically pleasing content like this. Now let's get to the content, because this is very important for the Asian market. The Asian market are going to want something that's aesthetically beautiful, and that's what we've done with respect to, our videos. Is everything's it's not like you have someone sitting there with them in the corner down here, and they're doing a simple PowerPoint that they put together without the use of a graphics artist. This is something that each one of these videos takes hours and hours to edit. So that's one thing. The second thing about our course is we don't teach people how to day trade, because if you teach people how to day trade in this market, they're going to get absolutely slaughtered every single time. And out of 1,000 people that you put through a course, you're going to take everybody's money, and there's going to be 1 or 2 people who are going to shine, and the rest of the people are going to lose their money because people don't have the discipline, the money management understanding, and everything like that. So our $15 course covers all of those, plus it goes into why, from a fundamental point of view, Zoltan has his master in economics. He was an ambassador for Hungary to Russia and India and stuff like that. He's traveled the world. So he has a different level of understanding of capital movements and why economics works and why companies works comparatively to other people. So we don't teach technical analysis. We're more into the fundamental reasons. Why are we picking Coca-Cola, Berkshire Hathaway, Yahoo, Amazon, and all those different companies? Because the blockchain is going to change the way everybody in the world does business in the next 4 to 5 years. The companies that we pick today are going to be the companies that are going to rule the roost financially in the next 4 to 5 years. So what we need to do is we need to learn and filter and sort through the 5,000 different ICOs and find the platform tokens that give us dividends, because those alter in a solution in society, because those are going to be the companies that have the highest probability to success. It's not about throwing poop against the wall like everyone else does. That is not what we do. Everything is about quality versus quantity. So it's not about trading 100 times a month. It's about having a portfolio that you can create that's going to create a legacy or for your kids. And even if it takes us 2 or 3 years to create that, I would rather create that legacy in 2 or 3 years by picking the right ones and not losing my life by looking at Bitcoin going up and down every day going, I don't care what price Bitcoin's at. It doesn't affect me, because I know that in 2 years, Bitcoin's not even going to be 20% of the market. The market's going to be the coins that we're picking, because we understand where the market's going based on the fact that everything that we know about the way business works today is going to change because of technology. So we need to get on board with those companies that provide those changes and those solutions. And if we just do that with a little bit of capital, we'll be in a position that we'll be fine. So that's all I have to say with respect to what we do, how we do it. I can certainly answer any questions that you guys have now.
So if I'm signing people up, what information do I need for it to be a